Hi everybody, Adrienne here, and today I'm coming to you with the first impression of Makeup Revolution's Soph X palette. This is the outer packaging for that eyeshadow palette. This is a 24 pan palette. The packaging for this is just gorgeous. I love how they use the beige and the cream tones with the rose gold. It's absolutely gorgeous, and on the back of it, it's got the color swatches of what the palette looks like. Hopefully that's coming into view for you. And the actual palette is a solid color beige tone with rose gold writing. It's absolutely beautiful and really classy looking. And the palette stays true to the Makeup Revolution palettes with the large mirror on the inside. I won't blind you with that. And it also has the name card of all the shades down here, just like the rest of the palettes. These shades are absolutely beautiful. As soon as I saw this palette, I knew I had to have it, that it was going to be perfect for my skin tone. There are so many fall shades in here, just year-round colors, berries, and beautiful neutrals, matte looks, all kinds of different shades that I would like. And it's also got three really pretty gold tones over here. This palette is just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to pop some swatches out to the side as I'm talking about this palette. I'm not going to try to swatch any of them on the back of my hand. I am familiar with Makeup Revolution palettes and a lot of their frost shades, like these shades right in here. When you use your fingers to swatch them, they can get hard pan on them quickly. So I'm not going to do that today. But I will talk about the shades a little bit. Soph did an awesome job in putting this palette together and the selection of colors that she picked. She got this palette right for so many different skin tones. I feel like it's going to be a great year-round palette. There isn't anything missing in here for me, even down to this black, and I think she calls it Nightmare. It's got a black in it, and I know sometimes that's missing from an eyeshadow palette and people really want the black in there, so you will get the black in addition to two other pretty deep chocolatey contouring shades if you don't like to wear black on a daily basis. But without further ado, I'm going to show you how I created the eye look that I'm wearing today with this palette, and then I'm going to come back and give you my final thoughts. Okay guys, we're going to go ahead and get started with the eyeshadow application, and I am going to go ahead and start with Cup of Tea, and I'm going to put that as a transition shade. Seems to be really pigmented so far. It's a pretty color. Just making sure I get it blended all the way inside, and I'm using a what is this? Elf contour brush. It's one of my favorite brushes for adding my main transition shade. And I'm going to use a NYX 16 brush, and I'm just staring at my palette to figure out which color I want to use next. I think, it's such a toss-up. I want to go in with pumpkin, but I also like the strawberry sweet shade, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This one's the pumpkin, and this one's a strawberry sweet shade. I got a parent-teacher conference to go to, so I guess I'm going to go with pumpkin. I don't want to make it too blingy for my son's parent-teacher conference later on this evening. So just going in for more transitioning and deepening that up. This is really pigmented. It's blending easily. Making sure I take it all the way in here. Not sure if I'm going to need more product or not. Pumpkin on this side, blending it in. It blends so smooth. This is a really pretty color. Making sure I come in the corners on this eye. I think I'll put a little bit more on this right eye. It doesn't look quite as deep as the left eye. Gosh, I can't get over how pigmented these are. I'm so happy with this so far. But I did expect this to be an awesome palette, so I definitely will be creating lots more looks with this, especially since I have parent-teacher conference, and the first experience with this palette is a very subdued look. I think you can get a lot of creativity out of it, and I'm just looking down deciding what else I want to blend in with this pumpkin. Gosh, that turned out so pretty and it's so pigmented. I think I'm going to go ahead and pick a lid shade and then go from there and decide what else I want to put here in the crease before I deepen it. Gosh, I don't know. There's so many good matte shades up here, but there's also some really pretty shimmers, and I always stick to colors like these and really love these golds. So I'm trying to keep from doing the same thing over and over. I guess I could go with this kind of russet color here, and what's it called? Festive Flame. Yeah, I guess I'll try that and see what it looks like. It looks like it'll be pretty fall shade. I'll put it on the outer corner, unless I will go ahead and pop this on the outer corner in case I decide to lighten it up with something else. I think I am going to go for the gold. Of course I have to. Can't just stick with the Festive Flame. I'm going to want some gold in there. Oh wow, that's really sparkly. I picked this Grow Old shade right here is what I picked to go with the Festive Flame. So I think I'm going to try to, I want to put it on and get it really shimmery, but since I got parent teacher conference, I'm going to try to keep this a little low key. Wow, when you pat it, I'm finding I'm getting even better coverage than when I was kind of rubbing on the other side. It's going on really well. A Grow Old shade. And my Festive Flame here on the outer corner. I think I got these about even. And let's see. I think I will start with Mud Cake, and that's this shade here, and use it in the crease to darken it. I may end up using the black shade here, which is Nightmare, in the outer V, but let's just see how the Mud Cake looks for the crease. Like I said, I don't want it to be too dark going for parent teacher conference, and I've never met any of these teachers before. Wow, that's blending in pretty well. Just getting the color pretty intensified. This is a e.l.f. contour brush. Sometimes I like to put down my crease shades with the e.l.f. contour brush because it gets a lot of product on all at once in a concentrated area. The bristles are so dense on this brush, so then I can blend it out and soften the edges. It's really soft brush. It's one of my favorite. It's blending really well. I think I might stop with the Mud Cake and probably won't use Nightmare, that black shade, at all for the conference. I think it might be a little much because this seems to be showing up pretty well. Oh, I didn't mean to go up this far. Go ahead and try to blend that spot out where I got a little too much. These are really pigmented. The colors are going on so well. I think I'm going to have to put this down and blend it out. I'm okay on the right side of my face with this brush, but doing the opposite side of my face, I seem to lose a little bit of control, and like I said, it puts down a lot of concentrated colors. So before I end up with the blending Nightmare, I am going to put that down and just begin to smooth these edges out here. And everything's blending and smoothing out pretty well. It's really easy. I'm really happy with this so far. Just getting those edges blended. Softening them up. Gonna take a little bit more of that pumpkin and just deepen the shade on the edges. Oh, on this side will even it out. Gosh, I can't get over how easy these are to apply and how pigmented and well they blend out. And I am about done with this application. I don't think I'm going to put any little shimmers right in here on the inner corners. I normally would, but since I'm going to the conference, I don't feel like I need to do the most. Just putting a little more pumpkin here where it looks a little light. And I'm just going to go back over it with a cup of tea and blend that out. And I need to pick a shade for my brow bone. And this pancake shade here looks pretty good to me, so I'm going to go with that. That's really pigmented and showing up nice as a brow bone highlight also. I do like it quite a bit. Okay guys, I'm going to go ahead and put my mascara and liner and lashes on off camera, and I will be right back. My final thoughts on this palette is this is a must. I am definitely happy that I purchased this palette. I spent $15 on this palette. It is so reasonable for this amount of shades, and I'm going to stick it up again so you can take a look at it, just the range of all these colors. And if you're really into these russets and berry type tones, this is an awesome price point for a palette. $15, you just cannot beat it. And the quality's there. They are so highly pigmented and they blend so easily. I can't wait to get into this palette and create some more dramatic looks. Like I said, unfortunately, I had to tone it down. I was so tempted to go back in with that Nightmare shade, that black shade, and intensify the outer V area, but I don't want to show up at my son's parent-teacher conference looking like a drag queen, so I'm going to tone it down because the makeup for YouTube, of course, we have to put it on so much darker to get it to show up on the camera. But I love this palette, and I cannot wait to create more looks for you guys with this palette. I would definitely recommend you get this palette. I'm not sure if this is going to be permanent in the Makeup Revolution line. I really hope it is because, like I said, I think this is just a perfect year-round palette. I don't have anything bad to say about it from my first time working with it. Of course, I have not worked with all the shades. You know, I only used maybe 4 or 5 of the shades in the palette, but my goal will be to use every shade in this palette and create some look with it. And I don't think that I'll have any problems doing that. I'm kind of questioning this pink color here because me and pinks sometimes don't quite get along, but it has seemed to be so far that the pink shades that I have preferred to wear have been from Makeup Revolution. So hopefully this one will hold true to that claim also. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review and it helped you decide if you possibly want to get this palette. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And you'll also want to hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Have a great day.